Okay, good morning, everyone. So, yeah, I told you regarding that pie chart where how the people are using the credit from formal source and informal source of credit. Okay, and I told you that majority of the rural people, they are depending on what kind of source of credit. Is it formal sector or informal sector? Majority of the poor people, they are depending on what kind of source of credit? Theory. Hmm? See, I'll just show you that pie chart. Just 1 minute. Okay. Just listen. So in that, you can see dependence of people on the formal source and informal source of credit. Yeah, this one. What do you mean by seeing this pie chart? What did you understand? Srihari, can you say?
Poor households depend more on informal sector.
Poor households. Okay, say first about poor households. What do you mean by that?
They don't get
More people are depend on
Wait. Let him answer. More people in the sense I want you to say that percentage. How much percentage? Srihari.
85% of the poor
80
households.
poor households, they are depending on
Informal sector.
informal sector. Okay, then what about the purple color?
15% of the poor households depend on formal.
Formal sector. So that shows that majority
Majority of them depend on informal sector.
informal sector. What is the speciality of those people? They are poor households. When we say about poor households, what do you mean by that?
They don't have any assets or
They don't
property.
have any assets or property, or they are not having much assets of property. Because of that reason, they are depending more on the informal source of credit here. Okay. Karthik, can you tell about the second one?
About formal credits.
Hmm?
What about the formal credits?
It is about whom?
Banks and cooperatives.
No. What I'm asking, second pie chart you can see, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That is about which category of people?
Ma'am, the people with few assets.
The people with few assets. Okay. Now, those people, majority of them, how much percentage are depending on formal and informal sector?
More than 50% are on informal.
More than 50%, or you can say 53% are depending on what kind of loans?
Informal.
Informal sector. Okay. Then 47% depends on
Formal.
Formal sector. Shania, can you say the next one?
Well-off households.
Well-off households. Okay. What is the speciality of those category, that category of people?
72% of people depends upon formal sector.
Okay. Then
28% of people depends on informal sector.
depends on informal sector. Okay, fine. This shows what?
They have a
Rich people. This shows what? Rich people are depending more on
formal sector.
Formal source of credit. Okay. Now, so which one is better one, formal source of credit or informal source of credit? Which one is better one?
Formal.
Formal source of credit. Why do we say it is a better one?
because very
Low
Interest is reasonable, or we say cost of borrowing is very low. For informal sector, what is the problem? Interest rate is very high. At the same time, cost of borrowing is very high. Okay, because interest rate is very high, that is why we say cost of borrowing is very high. Okay. Next, Anjali, can you say about the last one?
Rich houses,
Hmm.
10% of the loans from the informal sector
Ah.
and 90% of the loans from the formal sector.
Okay, what does it show?
Ma'am, 90% of the people depends on formal sector.
Formal
source of money.
sector, in the sense they are getting the benefit from formal sector than the other poor people, because they have asset or they have collateral, they are keeping that and taking the loans here. So the formal sector, which category of the people are getting more benefit from the formal source of credit? Which category of people?
Rich household.
Rich
Yes.
households and
Which people?
well-off households. Okay, so these two categories are getting much benefit from formal source of credit. The reason is what? Because they have
Assets of
assets or collateral to keep and get the loan here. Okay, so this is about the pie chart. You can see that some conclusion is given related to this pie chart. So informal sector, when we are talking about the informal sector, it means only the half of the credit needs of the rural people, and they are the ones who are in need of loans. But what happens? Majority of their needs or credit needs are met from informal sources. Okay, so this is a problem you can see in the rural area. Rural area, for doing the cultivation, they need credit, but at the same time, their credit needs are met by mainly by informal source and mainly by informal source. Okay, only very less percentage are met by the formal sector of these rural people. Okay. Who can say what do you mean by demand deposit? Who can say that? What is a demand deposit? Tanya, can you say? What is a demand deposit?
And since the deposits in the bank accounts can be withdrawn on demand,
Okay, Sanya,
on the demand is
what you
deposit.
said is correct. What you said is correct. Sanya, just tell what it is. Is there any problem? Audio.
Demand deposit of another interesting.
Demand deposit.
Of another interesting.
Why do we call it as a demand deposit? There is a reason for that, right? What is that? Accounts can be withdrawn on demand, that we call it as demand deposits. Okay, so you know what is demand deposits. Now it is given here that demand deposits are considered as money. It can be used as a medium of exchange. Okay, what is the purpose of medium of exchange? What is the purpose of medium of exchange? It is used for what?
for exchanging goods.
It is used for exchanging goods or settling transactions. Okay, so here demand deposits can be called as money. Why we are calling it as money? What is the reason? What is the reason? Who can say? Tell first. We are calling demand deposits as money. Why do we call it as money? What is the function of money? You know. What is the function of money? I want.
Exchange, medium as an exchange.
What is that? It can be used, okay, medium of exchange. So demand deposits can be called as money. Why do we say demand deposits can be called as money? Because it is used as a
Medium of exchange.
Medium of exchange. That means demand deposits can be used for settling transactions. Okay, so demand deposits can be used for settling transactions. How can we use? It is with the help of check. Okay, what do you mean by that demand deposit? You know, demand deposit where you have lots of money in that. Okay, and in that, by using that money, you can use this demand deposit for settling the transactions. With the help of what? With the help of check. With the help of check. Okay. Now, how are we using that? You write some amount of money to a person. I mean, here it is written a person's name, that is Prem Kumar. So you are giving this check in the name of Prem Kumar. Okay. So Prem Kumar will be getting an amount of money, 57,000, because it is issued on his name. Okay. Now, so from one deposit account, it is going to another person's account. Now here, this 57,000, for example, if I have bought a TV, okay, from a shop, I need not carry money with me. Okay. Nowadays, you know, ATM is there. Just some few years back, this was not the system. ATM cards were not there. So this deposits, what we are doing, I can carry a check with me. I can write it down to whom I am issuing, how much money. If the TV costs 25,000, I can write, here you can see 57,000 is written. Instead of that, I can write 25,000 on which person, to which person I am giving. That can be written there where Prem Kumar is written. Like that, I can give a check. So am I carrying any money with me? Am I carrying any money with me? No. Instead of what I am using, I'm using a check, and with the help of check, I am using my deposit. Same way how we are using the ATM card now. Okay, so we can call demand deposits as money. Why do we call demand deposits as money? Because I'm not carrying the original cash with me for settling transactions. For settling transaction, what am I doing here? I'm using demand deposits. So because of that reason, we say that demand deposits are also known as money. Okay, that is what it is written here. The facility of check against the demand deposits make it possible to settle the transactions without the use of money, without the use of cash here. Okay, so because of that reason, because of what reason, demand deposits are accepted as widely as a means of payment with the currency. With the currency means what now? Either currency or the demand deposits we can use for payment. Because of that reason, we call it as money in the modern economy. Okay, got it? Is there any doubt now? They are asking us why the rural people are depending more on informal source of credit. Can you just think of what can be the reason why the people are depending, people especially in the rural areas are depending on informal source of credit? One reason you people were telling, okay, that is what one reason always comes to our mind. What is that?
Interest is high.
Interest rate is high, because of that the people are depending, rural people are depending.
Ma'am, they don't have assets to collateral.
They don't have asset or they don't have collateral. That is one reason. Other than that, one reason what they have given on the screen, what is that? What is that?
There's no
No
bank.
banks.
Yeah, banks are not in more numbers how they are in the urban areas. That is correct, right?
Yeah.
If you go to urban areas, you can see a number of banks and all. But what about, have you gone to any village and all? Have you gone to villages?
Yes, ma'am.
Any? Okay, if you have gone that area, how was that particular village area? It's not only the banks, other than that, what all things you can see there?
And small shops and farming and
Okay, for small shops you can see, farming areas you can see. Just compare urban area and rural area, how it is.
urban area. So much banks are so much, and there are
More banks are there. Villages, what you might have seen.
no banks.
Sometimes no banks at all. Sometimes you may see one or two banks. That's all. Okay. Now, those people who are living in the urban area, whether they will go to urban area and take the loan,
No, ma'am.
no, it's not that easy for them. Okay, they have to travel first thing. And another one problem you might have noticed here that they are far. So bank people also may not be knowing much about these people. So one particular reason what we see why these people are depending more on informal source of sector is no banks at all in the villages. That is one reason why more percentage of people are depending on informal source of credit. Okay, so sometimes they will ask you question, what are the reasons why rural people, why more percent of rural people are depending on informal source of credit? What you will be writing? What you can write for that?
No bank in the village.
No banks in the village areas. Okay, another one point. No assets, or they don't have security to keep as a collateral. Here you can see he is charging how much percentage of interest?
60%.
60% of interest. And normally if it is from a bank, how much they may charge? Maybe 8% or 10% like that. Okay. So here, this person, what is he telling? I have no choice. Why he doesn't have a choice? He doesn't have a collateral and banks are not present in the villages. So where he has to depend? He should depend on which category of source of credit? Informal source of credit. So he is telling that there is no other choice. What I will do, I have to depend on this money lender only. And he is telling two conditions. He is telling the money lender or landlord. He is charging 60%. At the same time, what is he telling that? You have to do the work in my field. He is making it compulsory that person who has taken the loan, he should work in the field of this money lender or the landlord. So he is telling there is no choice what to do. He is in need of money. He should have money for that purpose. Now he is accepting the terms of money lender. Okay. Now, how can we solve this problem? How can we solve this problem? How the government can solve this problem, or how we can bring this problem to an end? Because here there is no choice for him. So how can we solve this? Who can say? No idea comes. Is there any method? Just once more, can you repeat?
More banks situated in
More
rural areas.
banks can be started in the rural areas. Okay. Any other method through which we can make these rural people to depend on banks or formal source of credit? One more source of credit. When I discuss formal source of credit, one I told about commercial banks, right? Other than that, something I told. What is that? One more area from where the people are getting source. Cooperatives. Very good. Cooperatives. Okay. So another method through which the people can get loans by forming the cooperatives. Cooperatives of farmers can be formed, and they can save little amount of money. They can pool it together. Then that can be used for giving loans to the members. So these are some of the ways through which we can improve the situation of the rural people or the people, those who are there in the rural areas. Okay. Rachel Bob. Sriram. Srihari.
Present.
Swati.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. So be prepared for the exam. Okay. Okay, bye. Thank you.